You're curious to know how Mercedes is doing. I am?
You there, youngster. Won't you listen to this old man's troubles?
No.
I was born and raised right here in this town. I spent my whole life here. My daughter lives in the Empire, and she sent me a letter to ask if I was keeping up with my daily worship.
Well, hello there, Professor. Is this a friend of yours? Is that so? I was sure you two knew each other.
Well, then why in the why would you think that?
Is there something we can do for you, good sir?
Oh, what a lovely young lady. I was just telling this kind soul a story.
Really? What's troubling you?
Well, I was thinking of going to daily prayer, but my leg's been acting up and I can't walk properly.
How terrible. That's no good at all. May I be of assistance? I'd be happy to lend a shoulder and escort you to the chapel.
Would you? Oh, I'd be most grateful to you. Thank the goddess.
Is he gonna grope her or something? Is that what's going on here?
We'll need your help too, Professor.
Is he gonna cope a
take my
feel?
arm. Splendid work, Professor. He really seemed to appreciate our assistance.
Well, maybe not. We did a good deed.
Putting a smile on someone's face always seems to brighten up the day. Is something wrong? You're giving me a strange look. Oh,
Because he
How
said
can I
it,
put this?
silly.
I suppose it's just second nature to me. It's difficult to describe, but I can usually tell when someone is worried about something. Back there, I could tell that both you and the old man were in distress. I spent a good amount of my life living in the church. Maybe that's why I'm so good at identifying these things? Did I not mention that before?
Oh wait, actually I think she did.
I spent nearly 10 years of my life in the Church of Fargus.
I'm just an idiot.
Many came to us with their troubles. In my own time of need, I once ran to the church myself, and they helped me. May I share something with you, Professor? It's about a dream of mine. I'd like to work in the church one day. I want to be like the priest who helped me. Never mind. It's not a very realistic dream. Please, forget I said anything.
What are you talking about? Of course it's a realistic dream. Like, why wouldn't it be a realistic dream? It doesn't make any
Perhaps
sense.
a commoner without a crest or stature. Maybe things would be different.
Oh, that makes sense.
It's a bit sad, but
Now it
this
makes
is
sense.
the way things have to be. After all, only the goddess can decide our fates.
A bee. Oh, it's Marianne.
Dear goddess.
Really? Marianne? What?
For guidance.
I barely talked to Marianne. How do I have a support? That makes 0 sense to me.
Professor, I suppose you came by to pray too?
Actually, I came by to pet the animals. I guess, huh?
I see. That's why I'm here too. Oh, nothing specific. I only call upon the goddess to give thanks, or perhaps to ask for protection. Anyhow,
You know what? I haven't done Marianne on the Hudometer either.
okay.
No, I haven't. Alright, so she gets a 1 on the cute side. And the only reason it's not higher is because she always looks like she's about to fall asleep all the time. And she's got like circles under her eyes or whatever.
The truth is, I didn't interact with people too often before I came here.
Oh, whoops.
Oh, particular reason. I'm simply not very good at it. That's just how I am. Thank you. I'm sorry. You shouldn't waste your time worrying about me. Please, just ignore me. I, have to be going now. Goodbye, Professor.
Later. Yeah, that's kind of random. Like, I barely talked to her. It's just kind of weird. I'm curious how Petra is doing. Ah, looks like we have a C for Petra.
Huh? Professor? Please take my apologies. I lost time while I was training. There are not many chances for real fighting here. My body is more weak than it was. Weaker, I mean. I will keep training now. I hope your night is good. I need to have more training. There are things that I have not done yet. Things that have to be done. For the future. I have to try with hardness. Training, studying, socializing. I will not always be having time to do those things. And speaking the language of Fodlan, I worry I will never be doing it just right. Why? Because the position of Bridget is weak. Fodlan and Dagda are big. Bridget is a small island in the middle of them. Bridget has great beauty, but little power. We will not survive unless we get more strength. I will lead Bridget, and so I have responsibility. I have to have more strength than anyone. Yes, that is why I have to give it my best try. I am an ally of everyone, and I have belonging at the Officers' Academy. That is also why I try with hardness. You can always be counting on me. But you should know that one of these days will be when I return to Bridget. Before that day, do not try stopping me from trying. And please, keep watch with you.
Whoops.
I
Dang.
can try with more hardness than I could
I
alone.
could try with more hardness. Oh, it's a B. Oh, crap. I thought it was a C. Oh, yeah, that's right. Dang. Oh, Sylvain. Well, I am curious, as a matter of fact. Getting dumped again, I see.
Oh, Professor. I didn't realize you were there. If we keep running into each other like this, people will start to talk. They'll say, Sylvain and the Professor are on the prowl. Ah, forget it. What do you need?
Let me give you some
I
advice.
fell for that girl recently, but I just wanted to have some fun and leave it at that. So, I told her we should break it off. I guess she was feeling a little more serious than I was. She started crying, and everything got a bit complicated.
You're complicated. Jerk.
Come on, Professor. Playing around with girls is
As long as you're up front at the beginning, then it's on her. It's on her. I
I don't
mean,
care what you think of
you
me.
know,
I don't intend to change.
if you're up
my way
front
of
at the
life.
beginning, you say, I'm just playing around.
I'm a good for nothing, if you haven't noticed. But I'm still a noble with a crest. That's all anyone cares about. It's best to avoid getting too serious with fools like that. It only leads to trouble. I'm gonna be forced into an arranged marriage with some random noble woman anyway. By the way, Professor, you didn't know you had a crest, did you?
Well, Hanuman seems to be obsessed
I
with
see.
it, so I'm pretty sure I
suppose
did
mercenary
know.
wouldn't be concerned with such things. Most children who are born to noble families are tested upon birth to see if they bear one. Even descendants of the 10 elites, like myself, can't be legitimate heirs without a crest. That means as children, we're only accepted if we're born with one. The heads of most noble houses keep having kids until they get one with a crest. Those children then grow up to be heads of their houses, and the vicious cycle continues. Do you get it now? To all these commoner girls, I'm just a trophy. Or rather, a stud horse. See? I knew you'd get it. These girls don't love me. They love the potential rewards of loving me. If I marry a girl, and
Then
she
don't
gives birth
tell
to a
them who
child
you
with a
are.
crest, that kid
Shave your
might
head.
become the next head of House Gautier. But nowadays, with the bloodlines getting weaker, there are a lot of kids like my brother, born with no hope. For ages now, those of us with crests have been envied and desired, but never for who we are. I understand the value of my blood. Believe me, I hate how much I understand it. I know better than to dream of being free from this burden. I'm used to it by now. I used to think I didn't have the right to live freely. That's right. You know what? I'm a bit jealous. The whole time you were growing up, you never knew you had a crest. You were free. Nobody pretended to like you. I kind of hate you for that. You were a spoiled brat who should pay for that crest.
Jeez, Sylvain, chill out, buddy. We're supposed to be friends, man.
Gotcha! Wow, you should have seen the look on your face just then. Don't mind me, Professor. After all, ladies love a dark and brooding noble.
A bee. Again. Oh. Flane would like to speak with me. What is it now,
It's been a while
Flane?
since
What do
we
you
last spoke,
want?
Professor. Spare me a moment again, will you not? You recall how you helped me and allowed me to join your class, yes? I have learned a great many things since then. Indeed, I have truly grown so much.
I don't know, you still look pretty short.
This personal growth is due in large part to you. And I wish to express my gratitude, sincerely.
I'm not sure you've grown that
Excuse me? Are you implying that I am still naive?
I'm not implying it, I'm expressing
I
it.
have many friends and am constantly learning new things. Why, when I go to the market alone, I even haggle. You must be familiar with the delicate art of haggling, in which one negotiates a lower asking price for an. That is the type of knowledge common only to those as mature as myself.
It's the forbidden knowledge. We've already established this.
Who? Me?
Say
have
it.
I asked this once before?
Say it,
Is a bit
Flane.
rude to ask repeatedly.
Tell me your age. You know what? I'm starting to think you're actually a 1,000-year-old
Seems we have
loli.
something in common, since I do not know your age either. Come now. There is nothing to be gained from focusing so heavily on
You're
age.
really dodging that question there.
Touching on a previous discussion, I think I have learned more about
Changing the subject.
you. I mentioned how you possess an air of mystery. I compared you to any old sea, but I have come to realize you are more like a particular sea, one I have seen before. When I was quite small, my mother would take me out to play in the sea. She was an excellent fisher, my mother. I grew to love fish deeply because of her. Well, you see, fish are... Oh, wait. I was talking about the sea, was I not? Anyhow, I sense that, like the sea, your depths are seemingly impenetrable. Yet, despite your unknowable depths, there is something familiar about you. It's as if we have met somewhere, long, long ago. No,
I do not think so. It is all quite strange, really. I wonder if we might be distant relatives. No, that cannot be it either. After all, if we were related...
What would that mean?
Though considering all that Rhea
What would
has
that
done,
mean?
it is not entirely outside the
You
realm
can't
of
marry me?
possibility.
Is that what you're after?
Oh, apologies. Just muttering to myself.
You know,
It is nothing.
I don't know if I said this before, but
Mutterings aside, I mean to say that you do not feel like a stranger to me.
for some reason I get the feeling
For
that
whatever reason,
Rhea is
I
also
feel
related
deeply connected to
because
you.
she's got like the same green hair. And I'm pretty sure nobody else other than Flame, Sedith, and Rhea have that green hair. They're like the only ones that I know of. Alright, let's see. We've got some more supports here. So before we do the mission, it's probably a good idea to do these. Ooh, Dimitri and Catherine. That'll be interesting. But let's go ahead and start with Dedu.
He's always with that man from Dusker. How strange.
I'll bet he used some dirty tricks to gain his favor. That's how those scoundrels from Dusker operate.
What are you saying about my
What a
boy
pleasant
Dedu?
conversation you seem to be having. May I join? Please, continue.
Oh, Your Highness, I was just...
I said continue.
I'm sorry, Your Highness!
Such foolishness runs rampant. I fear it is the reality of Fargus for now.
It must appear strange to them, to see me always in your company.
Does it bother you to do?
Of course not. However...
Let me guess. You take exception to the gossip that you use dirty tricks to obtain your position. Is that it?
That does perturb me, but not for my own sake. I am concerned about your Highness's reputation.
We're not talking about my feelings, but yours. As far as I'm concerned, those fools can talk nonsense until their tongues fall out.
I am afraid I cannot agree. But if you were not concerned for your honor in this instance, then why did you intervene?
Because it is my duty to do so. The day my father was killed, I saw the swine who did it. They were not of Dusker. I saw that, knew it beyond a doubt, and yet I was unable to prevent the massacre that followed. Nor could I clear away the dishonor of regicide that has unjustly clung to you and your people. I will not rest until I make up for that. I owe you, just as I owe the spirits of those I let die.
I do consider Fargus to be abhorrent, but you are an exception. You offered me your hand, and pulled me out from an abyss of suffering and death. You risked your life to save a foreigner you had never met. The moment you extended your hand, I decided that only for your sake would I live the remainder of my life, and I would cast it aside in an instant if my death were to your benefit. For that reason, I cannot consider myself your friend. There are still many in the kingdom who despise the people of Dusker. It would be selfish of me to stand by your side as an equal.
To do.
Your Highness?
Do you really believe I care one bit about the chatter of the ignorant?
Of course not. Please forgive my impudence.
I understand the intention of your words. Still, they grieve me. If you wish it so, you may continue to think of yourself as my vassal. I clearly cannot stop you. We need not be anything more or anything less. If that is what you wish to do...
Your Highness.
Well, if that's what you want. Alright, well. Next we have Dimitri and Felix, the cat.
Join me for some training, Boar Prince.
Boar Prince. With an attitude like that.
Desire to speak with me.
We don't need to speak to clash swords, do we?
I suppose not. Is that one new? Wait. Where did you get such a blade?
I suppose you would recognize its value. I came upon a merchant selling weapons and found this among the rest of the steel.
That pattern around the edge. There's no doubt. It was forged by Zoltan, the master swordsmith.
I'm not giving it to you.
Huh? Oh, I'm just happy to have laid eyes on it. I don't suppose you'd allow me the chance to hold it.
No.
Don't take me for a fool. I'm not letting a brute like you swing it around.
As though I would be careless with something so valuable.
I recall when you were 9 years old, you swung a sword so hard you snapped it clean in two.
Come now, that was so long ago. I'm hardly the fool I was then.
So you say. Yet House Fraldarius still told that story for years.
What's wrong, Felix?
How pointless. No use talking about someone who's long dead. Looking at your face is making me angry. I'm going to find a
Good
different
God,
shrine
Felix, why are you such a dickweed?
Farewell,
Man.
uselessness.
Man.
What is going on with him?
God. It's so annoying. Oh, so he gave it to me. Okay, cool. What? Alright. I can't even wield it. No, that's not okay. That's not okay. Convoy, yes. Alright, there we go. Holy crap, I almost threw it out. Alright, one more Dimitri with Catherine. This might be interesting.
Hey there. At it again, are we? It feels like I see you training here every day.
It's my daily routine. I'm ill at ease until I've held a weapon in my grasp.
You said the same thing when you were little.
Right you are. I've been meaning to come and talk to you properly for a while now.
I was about to say the same thing. How long has it been? A decade? More? That was in Ferdiad, as I recall. You were just a little pipsqueak. You really have grown up, haven't you?
How old are you, Catherine?
I'm not sure it was quite that long ago. Not really. But it matters not. I remember those times well.
Oh wait, she's 28,
Particularly
I
your
think.
first words to me. Look at that young maiden wielding a giant lance. How adorable.
Oh, don't look at me like that. I was thrown off by your haircut, that's all.
It's all water under the bridge. Now, back then I was quite furious about it.
My father did give me a stern reprimand for speaking so rudely to a prince. But then, I never had a chance to apologize. I was always getting into trouble back then, just like the incident in Dusker.
Speaking of, do you ever think about going back to House Karen? Do you, Cassandra?
No, I'm happy with the life I have. No offense, Your Highness, but I don't fight for king and country anymore. I fight for Lady Rhea.
It doesn't bother you? Being labeled a criminal?
You're worried about my life as a fugitive from the Holy Kingdom of Fargus. Don't worry about me. I'm here because I want to be. It suits me far better than the life I'd otherwise lead, as a noble lady of the kingdom.
Is that so?
How about you?
Huh.
You've never wanted to roam free? To enjoy life as an ordinary knight, unshackled from all those princely obligations.
I can't say the thought has never crossed my mind. However, I am the son of a king. It's not possible for me to put my own desires before the good of the kingdom.
Ah, you're too serious for your own good. How'd you become such a stiff?
Don't worry, I've been working on that. Stretching is a part of my daily routine.
If you can joke about it, there's hope for you yet.
I thought Dimitri was gonna be like, no, that wasn't a joke. Alright. Dedu and... oh gosh, we got a lot. Dang. Sylvain.
Oh, this is delicious. I can't believe I made it.
Yes, you do have some talent.
What's the matter? Have I got something on my face?
No, Sylvain. Recently I've heard rumors about you.
Oh yeah? Which ones? Is it that I'm terrible to girls? Or the rumor where I bring terrible misfortune to the girls I date? I don't, by the way, in case you're about to ask. Oh, I also heard about how I'm total trash and everyone should avoid me. That might be my favorite.
Well, you don't lack for self-awareness.
The way I figure it, if I can't be respected, I can at least be well informed.
You are being described as indefensibly worthless.
Indefensibly? That's
Dang.
a bit harsh.
Even for Sylvain, that's pretty harsh.
I already knew your reputation concerning women, but these new rumors deprive you of all redemption. I did try to correct them, but I doubt I was believed.
Well, thank you all the same. Listen, you don't need to worry what people think about me. As you well know, it's not easy to correct misunderstandings or change. And if I'm going to behave so badly, it seems misunderstandings are inevitable.
I could not be silent. You saw me as a person, rather than merely as someone from Duscur. I want you to be seen as a person too.
I appreciate that, Dedu. You think the world will ever see us that way?
Maybe.
I can't tell if you're joking or not, but I like it.
Then we will get along.
Bee! Lots of bees. Are these all to do? No, this one's Ingrid. Alright, Catherine and Ingrid, I see.
Good work. Should we call it a day?
Thank you. Yes, let's. Catherine, if you don't mind, I'd like to ask you something.
What do you think of black people?
You're going to ask why you're so bad at predicting my attacks.
Oh, wait, no, never mind.
When I expect an attack from above, you surprise me from below. When I expect a jab, I get a sweep. You seem to anticipate my anticipation.
It's probably because you're a straightforward, honest person. You're reading my movements and trying to calculate what I'll do next.
That has always seemed the most sound strategy when engaging in combat, yes.
Right. Well, I take that anticipation and turn it against you. I use my eyes and the tilt of my sword to mislead you. Catching your opponent off guard is the trick to staying alive in combat. You've got to keep yourself alive if you want to protect Lady Rhea, right?
Your dedication to Lady Rhea's safety is truly inspiring, Catherine.
You flatter me.
My dream is to become a knight and protect my king, no matter the cost. There is no greater purpose I can serve. Although your fealty is sworn to Lady Rhea, you are the ideal knight I aspire to be.
Admire me to your heart's content, but I'm...
Catherine, I'd be honored if you would make me your squire.
My what?
Whoa!
Oh, you're far
A
too
squire.
straight-laced to be my squire.
However you might judge me.
Moving
I'm
up in the
serious about
world.
this.
All right then, why not? Let's start by teaching you how to flirt with handsome men.
Pardon me? That can't possibly be where you want to start.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Nah, I was just kidding. I wish I knew how to flirt with handsome men. Instead, let's teach you to lighten up.
You could start by saying, like, not contradicting yourself.
Ah, understood.
She's like, you're a handsome guy. And then literally like 5 minutes later, she's like, you're not that handsome. Thanks. Alright, we've got ourselves... It looks like I can't do Felix or Annette, but I can do Ingrid and Flame, so we'll do that. Ooh, this ought to be good.
Dedu, saving the day again?
Apologies.
I'm the one who owes you an apology. You've saved my life how many times now? If I keep being so callous, I'll seem ungrateful.
No matter.
But
I'm accustomed to it.
I'm sorry, Dedu.
Why?
Because the way I speak to you is unnecessarily harsh.
I guess
The
she's
truth of it
turning
is,
around.
I lost someone very dear to me in Duscur. The punishment came swift to your people, and when I heard of the slaughters, well, I thought it was a punishment well earned. I thought the people cruel and heartless, deserving of the tragedy that ultimately befell them. But you're different. You seem nothing like the people of whom I speak. So why not speak back against how I and so many others feel? Why not question this unfair prejudice and tell me I haven't the right to hold a grudge against you? If you just speak to me, if you tell me the truth about all of this.
I do not know the truth of it myself. His Highness says the tragedy was not the fault of my people. But just like anywhere, there were many different people in Duscur, some very good, and others very bad. It is not unimaginable that some may have conspired to take part in that wickedness. Perhaps we are merely victims, or perhaps we are regicidal monsters.
Whatever the truth of it is, you are not to blame. The people I hate are the ones who are responsible for that whole mess. You just got caught up in all of it.
Ingrid.
You've rushed to my side. You've saved me countless times. I am sorry for how I've treated you. Truly.
If you think of me as your ally, that will suffice. For me, that is enough.
Alright. Last but not least, we have Dedue and Flayn. Now, I'm pretty sure Flayn is going to talk Dedue's ear off.
To make the most of this opportunity.
Are you alright? Slow down. Your dinner is not going anywhere.
You're wrong, Dedue. It's going in her belly.
I am not sure it is your business to tell me how to consume my meal. You must admit this food is absolutely delectable. I have not eaten something this tasty in ages.
Well, good.
I suppose my enthusiasm is a tad overwhelming. Do you happen to know who cooked this meal?
I did.
You were the chef?
Today? Yes.
I do not think I have ever been brought to tears by a meal. Oh, Dedue, you are a chef without peer. Why, that was truly more delicious than anything I have eaten in all my years.
I highly doubt that.
No need for modesty. I could certainly never make anything even remotely so delicious. That gives me an idea. Will you please teach me how to cook such delicacies as the one I ate just now?
You want me to teach you to cook?
Indeed. I have never been so emotional over cuisine. You must teach me your ways.
Very well, but only if you are serious, and do not quit halfway through.
Oh, I would not dream of it. Thank you, Chef Dedue.
Chef Dedue. Alright. Well, there you go. It's going to do it for those supports. Next time, the mission.